What up bros, I'm Frank. This is a video review of the Nerf Modulus Battlescout. This is a pump-action spring-powered blaster that is clip-fed, yes, clip, not magazine-fed, and the primary sales gimmick and why it costs so much money is that it comes with an action camera that mounts to the N-Strike Tactical rail right here. So let's get into the review. Included is the blaster itself, the clip, yes it is a clip, not a mag, the camera unit, the instructions, as well as a few darts. Now let's go over the externals and the function in a bit more detail, starting of course up with the front. It does have an N-Strike Tactical attachment because it is a modulus blaster of course, so you can put on your barrel extensions or whatever you'd like. Moving back, this is where you load the clip. Yes, it is a clip, not a magazine. These words are not interchangeable, they are different things. This is referring to a clip because it's a clip. While it's not necessarily the definition, a general rule is a magazine has its own propulsion mech for the ammunition, like the spring in a magazine. This does not. This is propelled by a mechanism inside the blaster, so it is a clip. Doesn't matter, not really, but why be inaccurate when you can be accurate? But the clip holds 10 rounds, and you just push in the darts. It's very simple to load. To place the clip into the blaster, it is directional, so you can't just like put it in which way. It only goes in one way. And when you slide it in, you do have to sort of feel where you should stop because you can over push. It doesn't have that confirming lock-in like when you throw an N-Strike mag into the blaster. More on the clip unit, in my opinion, after you see it fire. Down here is the priming handle, this cool little angled grip. To prime the blaster, you pull back and then push forward. Your push forward is what advances the clip. Moving up, there's an N-Strike Tactical rail up at the top here. Mounted to this, I have the camera unit. This came with the blaster, and this is kind of like the main sales point of the blaster. But when you slide that off, it exposes just a normal N-Strike Tactical rail. Now focusing a bit on the camera, it runs on 4 AA batteries, which are placed in when you remove this back plate here, which makes the unit pretty heavy when you're comparing it to other N-Strike Tactical attachments, which is why they included this guy. This is a little locking thing, so when you place it on the tactical rail, you can tighten it so it secures it more firmly to the rail. So installation, put it in the unlocked or loosened up position, and then it slides on like any other N-Strike Tactical attachment, and then once it's on, you just tighten it up like that. Now it's a little bit more secure. There is still movement, but there's enough that I would personally have confidence to run around a Nerf with this, and I would assume this is gonna stay still. Operating the camera is pretty simple. Up here you have your lens, which you don't really have to do anything with. Then you have your power off, photo, and video buttons up here. It's a slider that you can push into the mode you wanna be in. And then moving down is your buttons. So let's, for example, go into video mode, wait for it to turn on, and then when you press that, that's recording video. Or if you wanted to take a picture, slide into photo mode and then push that button to like activate. So it's either photo or video when you hit that. And I assume blinking yellow means no memory card since I don't have it in right now. To the memory, it doesn't have built-in memory. It does run on an SD card, which is nice. So you can take out the SD, throw it into your computer and edit up the video if you want to, send people Facebook videos of you slaying zombies or whatever. The cover here is rubber. I assume that's to try to keep a little bit of moisture out. So if you spill water or something, you're not going to damage your SD card. So you can just slide your SD card right in there. It's like most SD readers nowadays. However, an SD card is not included with the blaster, so you can go buy one, or I think if you have any devices with memory, you might have an SD card laying around. I'll talk about the camera quality after the firing video when you actually see the video. On to the rest of the overview. Up here is a sling mount, and then back here is an N-Strike stock attachment point, so you can put on any of your N-Strike stocks. Down below is the grip. Nice comfortable trigger, nice modulus themed grip, nice size, pretty standard to the N-Strike blasters, and then also you have another lanyard or sling mount down here. Overall ergonomics and dimensions of the blaster are very comfortable. I do like the angled foregrip. I think that's pretty tactical. So to operate the blaster, you front load your clip, like I said, and then you can just slide it right on in there, and you try to just end on the first one. To prime back, do that, and then you can fire. This blaster does not have slam fire, and it's semi-auto like pump action, so it's a little bit slower than some others. Little comparison using this camera and my normal camera for firing. Not gotten used to that. Little comparison using this camera and my normal camera for firing. Not gotten used to that. Little comparison using this camera and my normal camera for firing. So firing the blaster, not not a really fun time for me. I'm not sure if I have a lemon, but I was getting a velocity average of about 43 feet per second. Comparing that to the Elite Par right now, about 70 feet per second, it performs pretty terribly. I mean, you can see on video, it looks like it's not functioning correctly. It's just awful. Not sure if I have a lemon or just like a damaged blaster, but it's pretty awful. Not fun to really shoot. Now, covering the camera, now that you've kind of seen it in action, it's a pretty low quality camera. It shoots at 720p resolution at 30 frames a second, and a lot of people don't think about frame rate. They're only thinking about, oh, resolution. Perhaps I'm a bit of a photography, videography snob, but 720p video really doesn't have any place here anymore. It's either 1080p or 4K, and I mean, 720, like what? Why are you even offering this? Furthermore, it's an action camera. Pretty much no matter when you're shooting an action video, like moving and everything, you almost always have to have 60 frames a second now, just because it's much smoother motion. So you're gonna be pretty upset with this film quality. In the audio, there's no good way to have a blaster mounted camera, and I've tried to record good audio. Usually you have to use an external device, but this audio is very difficult to listen to because you'll hear everything just fine until you shoot the blaster, and it's stupid loud, and it's just kind of annoying, and it kind of ruins the video. I had this weird graining all over from the video camera. It's overall just extremely cheap, not worth any amount of money. I wouldn't use it at all, even if you have a flip phone. Cell phone is going to shoot better video if people even have flip phones anymore. I just got rid of mine like a year ago. But if you have a smartphone, it shoots awesome video. Strap that thing on. Nerf even sells a mount for it. This camera is not worth using pretty much for anything. And while I'm on my ranting, whining spree about this camera, which I don't like at all, the on-off button is also kind of like protruding, which is great for functionality, but you don't want these types of buttons really easy to access because you don't want to accidentally bump them. So if you're doing some awesome hardcore parkour Nerf stunt move and then you smash your camera, you could either change modes on accident and that'll ruin your video, or you can just stop recording. So when you go into smash, I mean, that's when you definitely want your video. You just did some hardcore like cartwheel ninja move, like parkour off your walls, and then you got a headshot on the Zambi. And your camera was off because you're too awesome. I don't think that was very well thought out, but I wasn't expecting much, just like the Nerf cam. That video camera is pretty low quality. But if you're like, oh, Coop, I don't care about the video camera, I just want the blaster, I really like clips for whatever reason, I really hope I have a lemon because this is just garbage. It doesn't shoot very well at all. I don't really like the design of this at all. It's somewhat difficult to put in, and I don't like that you have to sit there, you have to focus a little bit to stop it on the first barrel, and I don't really agree with that. When I do a mag change, I'm thinking about doing it as quickly as possible. I don't want to have to sit there and be delicate and oops, I over-rotated, keep firing. Then you skip out on your first 3 or 4 loaded darts, which, you know, that sucks. Overall opinion on the Battlescout, very negative. I can't recommend it. It's very expensive. You can get a lot of other blasters. I would recommend so many other routes if you want spring like this, an Alpha Trooper or something. Coop, you're really picky. Wah, you complain about everything. Wah. Yes, viewer, you are correct. I complain about everything. That is quite literally my job. I review Nerf blasters so you don't have to waste your money on stuff like this. You can spend your money on cool blasters, like the Strife. Oh yeah, Flywheel Master Race. So hopefully just seeing the video camera footage, if you're curious about that and seeing it in action, kind of just sell it for you, or, you know, not sell it for you. I would not recommend this one, but hopefully you can tell that by like the demo video. But hopefully I've provided everything you need to know whether or not you'd like to purchase a Battlescout. If you would like to, which I don't recommend, I will put a buy link in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, stay tactical.